Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Riding with Doug and the Day Off Delinquents, and I'm Doug Stevens. If you haven't had a chance to watch the last couple of weeks of videos, we are getting ready to ride from Colorado to Daytona Beach, Florida. And the last couple of weeks we've been prepping to try and get ready to go. And I already have the kits ready to go. I carry several kits on the motorcycle when we take any kind of a long trip. And this week's video is all about one of those kits. The kit we're going to talk about today is the medical kit. And to be upfront with everyone, I am not medically trained, but I do believe in being prepared. And so I put together a medical kit in order to help me or help others in an emergency situation. And I think it's a good idea to carry. I think, part of being prepared is hoping you never have to use it. So let's get right into this week's video, which is all about the medical kit I carry on my Road Glide for emergencies. Thanks for watching. Well, welcome back to the channel, my friends. For those of you who are just joining this video, welcome. And this is Riding with Doug and the Day Off Delinquents, and I'm your host, Doug Stevens. For those who have watched my channel before, welcome back. I appreciate your time and energy in sticking with me and watching these videos. I appreciate that. So thank you very much. So I'm getting ready to ride from Colorado to Florida. And so all of my recent videos, or at least most of my recent videos, are all about prepping for that ride. So I'm a little bit of a Boy Scout, and I try to be ahead of the game. I try to be prepared. I try to be ready for most scenarios. Obviously, there's no chance to be ready for every scenario, but I think if you plan ahead and prepare for some of the things that could go wrong, you're a lot better off than just trying to wing it somewhere in the middle. So, a couple of the videos have been tools and gear and heated stuff and all that. This week's video is all about my very simple medical kit or med kit. And I don't claim to be a paramedic or a nurse or a doctor. I have tried to do a little research, and I've tried to collect as much information as I can. I think that the more well-rounded you are, the better you're going to be. So I would highly recommend spending a little time on some of the basics. I've had the CPR classes and that kind of stuff in the past, and I've done a lot of research lately on one or two different things to make sure that I was able to do some basic medical. I would say that in a pinch, I know maybe just scratch the surface, no pun intended, enough to maybe help somebody survive long enough till real help shows up. So, and maybe that's that may be a good case scenario, bad case scenario, I'm not sure. But I do try to gain that knowledge and gain that information so that I'm a little better prepared if I ever have to be in that situation. So, that being said, this is my basic med kit. I carry some very basic stuff. I like Bactine a lot, and I use that for wounds and scratches, and not deep wounds, but cuts and scrapes and scratches. I carry 3 or 4 different kinds of Band-Aids, and those are, oh, yeah, we'll cover that. And so that's really, really basic. Obviously, cuts and scratches, not that big of a deal. So let's start left to right. Over here on the left, I have assorted gauze. So I have small gauze, that's a 2x2 pad, and then I also have a 4x4 pad of gauze, and I have several packages of this, and then I actually have a roll of gauze as well, and I try to keep that sterile, so that's good. And then one of the other things that I love on top of Bactine is for bruises, for things where if you smash your finger, for anything that isn't internal, but it's just outside surface damage, or maybe under surface damage, but there's no cut. I like Arnica, and that's Arnica, and it's kind of a natural remedy for things, but I can tell you what, it does fantastic job on bruises, things like smashed fingernails in a door. I've gotten to the point where I almost lost a fingernail, and if it hadn't been for Arnica, I would have lost a fingernail. So, but anytime I get a nasty bruise or that kind of thing, I love Arnica. I use that a lot. And so that kind of fits in with the Bactine and the Band-Aids. Pretty straightforward there. And then I have 3 rolls of tape. And this just adheres to itself. Really easy to use. I have a thin roll, I have a 3-inch roll, and then I just have some standard tape. And normally this is white, but it looks like the packaging is bled a little bit on that, so no big deal. It'll still work great for tape, no problem. And and then I also have a cold compress. This is real easy to use. All you got to do is smash it together, and it'll cool down pretty instantly. And that's also good for, you know, bruises and that kind of thing. And then I have several of these the pain patches are kind of nice. And normally this is a Tiger Balm, it's pretty good. And then I also have 2 or 3 other back pad pain relief pieces. Okay. When you're a little bit more serious about things, on top of the roll of gauze, I also have Bleed Stop. And Bleed Stop is anything from little cuts to larger wounds, and it's packing for the wound to stop the bleeding. So, and like I said, I mean, we're not doing surgery on the road or anything. We're just trying to get the patient stable enough that they can make it for real medical attention. So, and I carry 4 or 5 packages of these. These, I hope to never need them, but you never know, right? I mean, everything we do is a little on the dangerous side, and you hate to need this stuff, but it's a good thing if you have it. And then one of my really good paramedic friends has talked me into carrying these. This is from Leatherman. So, watching a lot of the videos and doing some research, one of the things I really like is
and a lot of paramedics carry these, and these are made by Leatherman, and they're trauma shears. Schrader's, I think, is the name. I will look that up for you, and I'll definitely put it down in the comments. But what these are a nice folded up version of trauma shears. So on the outside of this, you have a seatbelt cutter, a glass break, an eyelet for needle thread or other things. It's got a nice belt clip, so you can use the belt clip that comes with it, or it does have a nice clip here too, so you can just clip it on your pants, clip it on your med pack, however you want to do that. And then the scissors fold out. And so you've got a wire snip here in the corner, and you've got the glass break still available and easy to get to, and then you have a really nice pair of trauma shears. So these are one of my favorites. You have two little triangles here, and then they just fold up. There we go. And fits right here in the holder. And usually I carry these on the outside of my med kit, and I just clip them in to the MOLLE webbing. So, love these. The other thing I also carry is a pair of tweezers. Those are always nice and handy to have. And then your med kit wouldn't be complete without several pair of gloves. I carry easy to get to gloves in here, and then these are just a few extra. If you've got more than one person trying to help out, you should probably carry more than one pair of gloves. And it's, you know, with those gloves, it's also, you try to put one on and it snaps or puts a hole in it or whatever, so it's always nice to have some extra. So I carry plenty of those. The other thing that I carry, and I carry two of them, is the Cat 5 tourniquet. I've done a lot of research, and I think these are huge to carry in your med kit. You can apply these tourniquets to yourself, or you could apply them to a patient, and they are designed to be one-handed. And so what you'll do is you'll unfold it, slide it through to wherever you need it, pull it tight, and then you can twist it and adjust it as you need it. And I don't want to use these because they're really kind of a one-use thing, but I would highly recommend at least carrying one, and I would recommend two tourniquets in your med kit. And obviously there's lots of places where you can go and do some more research on the Cat 5 tourniquets. They're a huge help, and I think they're a very good addition to your med kit. So that's really all I have. My med kit is fairly easy and straightforward and simple. This video is going to be really short, but I didn't want you to miss out on the med kit. So feel free to throw some comments down below if you think there's something that I'm leaving out of my med kit and you want to recommend it. Please, by all means, do. I am not a professional, so I've done some research and I'm learning, but there's always room for more learning. So feel free to add anything to that you want. If you have questions on what I do carry, feel free to holler at me in the comments down below. And then that's all I have for you. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you on the next video.